We have a lot of people watching the channel that would definitely want to do what you've done. And maybe they're younger, maybe they're older, maybe they're the same age, and they're like, you know what? I see Keith's trailer online and I'm like, I want to make that movie. I see his pictures online where he goes to this cool premiere and he's in a tux. How it looks so easy. Can you tell us, is it really that easy?
No. I tell people this, and I really mean it. Making that feature film is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's so much work and time and money, and of course there's stress, and there's just so much involved. People you see, I didn't really understand the Hollywood industry before I came here, because all you see is the glamour and people on red carpets and stuff. You don't know the hard work, what it takes to get there. And I see some of these people, they walk across the stage of the Oscars, and I've never obviously been anywhere near that level. I'm not even just beginning with stuff, but I see a lot of the hard work that goes into this stuff, and it is a ton of hard work and time and money just to get to that level. So seeing people on that red carpet premieres and stuff, it took them huge sacrifices with not seeing friends, family for lengths of time, and making huge sacrifices to get there, either financially or time-wise or everything really. So it is extremely hard. You have to really be passionate about it and love it to do it, because nobody in their right mind would stick to something, what was so time-consuming and money and so much rejection. Even as a filmmaker, people are always shooting down your product either for distribution or for financing. They don't want to finance it. So there's always rejection with that or acting or whatever it is. There's so much rejection and negativity that nobody in their right mind would stick with something unless they really loved it. So that's kind of how the way I see it. So it is a ton of work. It is.
So what would you say were some of the hardest parts of it? Let's maybe leave out the financing, unless that was part of the hardest or one of the hardest parts. But what else?
Well, the hardest part overall, I think, was coordinating. So I had an AD, assistant director on there, helped me with stuff, but they're all post-production. I was doing a lot of the stuff. I was post-production supervisor and doing a lot of stuff with my editor and my music composer, sound guy. So a lot of the project fell on me. I released the film theatrically in LA through my company. And then my distributor helped out with a Northern California distribution deal recently. So I was doing a lot of that myself after the film was released. And I had people help me out, with pre-production and stuff. But I think it was the sheer volume of coordination with the amount of people, because we had maybe 25 people in total on the film, from pre-production to principal photography and production to post-production, the whole thing, just on the film itself. So you're coordinating with all these people, and that's a lot of people to coordinate with. So it's constantly emailing back and forth and lining things up and making sure things don't fall through with the premiere we did at the Egyptian Theater, and making sure that doesn't fall through. The theatrical release, the different theaters we were lining up. It's just, making sure all that doesn't fall through and coordinating. So it's the amount of coordination and time and negotiating and contracts back and forth is what was the hardest part, was the coordinating.
So is it where, you're waking up, the birds are chirping, things are great, you're we're on this, and then an hour later, everything's falling apart?
Yeah, it can be. Yes, definitely, because then you get an email or a phone call hey, this location fell through for the film, or this fell through. So you got bad news with stuff, or someone doesn't want to be on the film anymore, or something, you have to replace somebody, or so there's always stuff what has to be done throughout the night. I'm staying up throughout the night, still, with other people on my team, coordinating and doing stuff and making sure things are good to go, because essentially you have all this money on the line too, and a contract that you have to produce and make for a distributor, and also make in a certain time, and just get done in general with the amount of money on the line and everything.
What time frame are we looking at in terms of how long? Is it 2015 until now?
For the film?
Yeah, from start to finish.
To a year and a half, from everything from writing the script to shooting to post-production to distributing the film, getting out into the theater release and everything. That took a year and a half. So it was from started writing it in November 2015, and then it did the premiere in April 11th of this year, and then theatrical release the same month. And then obviously my distributor took it from there. So it was a year and a half, a long year and a half.